Mollie!
Oh! You startled me.
Where is he? Where's he gone?
Who?
The sergeant.
He went out that way.
Oh, if only I could get away. Somehow, some way. Is there anywhere I could hide? In the house?
Hide?
Yes, from him.
Why?
But darling, they're all so frightfully against me. They're going to say I committed these murders. Particularly your husband.
Never mind him. Listen, Christpher. You can't go on running away from things all your life.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yes, quite true.
You've got to stop sometime, Chris.
I wish I hadn't.
Your name isn't really Christpher Wren, is it?
No.
And you're not training to be an architect?
No.
Then why did you
Call myself Christpher Wren? It just amused me. And then they all used to laugh at me in school and call me Little Christopher Robin. Robin, Wren, association of ideas. It was horrid being at school.
What's your real name?
Oh, we needn't go into that. I ran away whilst doing my army service. It was all so beastly, I hated it. Yes, I'm just like the unknown murderer. I told you I was the one the specification fitted. You see, my mother.
Yes, your mother?
Everything would have been all right if she hadn't died. She would have looked after me and taken care of me.
You can't go on being looked after all your life, Chris. Things happen to you, and you've got to bear them. You've got to go on just as usual.
One can't do that.
Yes, one can.
You mean you have?
Yes.
What was it? Something very bad?
Something I've never forgotten.
Was it to do with Giles?
No, it was long before I met Giles.
He must have been very young. I was a child.
Perhaps that's why it was so horrible. It was awful, awful. I tried to put it out of my mind. I tried never to think about it.
So you're running away from things too? Running away from them instead of facing them?
Yes, perhaps in a way I am. Considering I never saw you until yesterday, we seem to know each other rather well.
Yes, odd, isn't it?
I don't know, I suppose there's a sort of sympathy between us.
Anyway, you think I ought to stick it out?
Well, frankly, what else can you do?
I was thinking of pitching the sergeant's skis. I can ski quite well.
That would be frightfully stupid. It would be almost like admitting you're guilty.
Sergeant Trotter thinks I'm guilty.
No, he doesn't. At least, I don't know what the sergeant thinks. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
Who?
Sergeant Trotter. He puts things in your head. Things that aren't true. Things that can't possibly be true.
What is all this?
I don't believe it. I won't believe it.
What can't you believe? Come on, out with it.
You see that?
Yes.
What is it? Yesterday's evening paper. A London paper. It was in Giles' overcoat pocket. But Giles didn't go to London yesterday.
Well, if he was here all
But
day.
he wasn't. He went off in the car to look for chicken wire, but he couldn't find any.
Well, that's all right. Perhaps he did go to London after all.
Then why not tell me he did? Why would he have been racing all around the countryside?
Well, perhaps with the news of this murder.
But the child didn't know about the murder. Or did he? Did he?
Good Lord, Mollie, surely you can't think. Sergeant Trotter doesn't think.
I don't know what the sergeant thinks. And he can make you think things about people. You ask yourself questions and you begin to doubt. You feel that someone you love and know well might be a stranger. That's what happens in a nightmare. You're somewhere in the middle of friends, and suddenly you look at their faces and they're not friends any longer. They're different people. Just pretending. Perhaps you can't trust anybody. Perhaps everybody's a stranger.
I seem to be interrupting something.
No, we were just talking. I must go to the kitchen. There's pie and potatoes, and I must do the spinach.
I'll come and give you a hand.
No, you won't.
Giles,
Tete-a-tetes aren't very healthy things at present. You keep out of the kitchen and keep away from my wife.
But really, look here.
You keep away from my wife, Wren. She's not going to be the next victim.
So that's what you think about me.
I've already said so, haven't I? The killer was in the house. And it seems to me you fit the bill.
I'm not the only one who fits the bill.
Well, I don't see who else does.
How blind you are. Or how blind you pretend to be.
I tell you, I'm worrying about my wife's safety.
So am I, and I'm not going to leave you here alone with her.
He's just unhappy. I tell you, Giles, he isn't dangerous. I would know if he was dangerous. And anyway, I'd prove that to myself.
That's what Mrs. Boyle said.
Oh, Giles, don't.
Look here, what is there between you and that wretched boy?
What do you mean by between us? I'm sorry for him, that's all.
Perhaps you'd met him before. Perhaps you suggested for him to come here and that you'd both pretend to meet for the first time. I kicked it up between you now, was it?
Giles, are you all out of your mind? How dare you suggest these things?
Rather odd, isn't it, that you come stay at an out-of-the-way place like this?
No odder than Major Metcalf and Miss Boyle and Miss Casewell should.
Well, I read once in the paper that these homicidal cases were able to attract women. Looks as though it were true. How long have you known him? What is all this?
You're being absolutely ridiculous. I never set eyes on Christpher Wren until he arrived yesterday.
That's what you said. Perhaps you've been up running up to London and meanwhile the slop.
You know perfectly well that I've been up to London for weeks.
You haven't been up to London for weeks. Is that so?
What on earth do you mean? Quite true.
Is it? Then what's this? This was one of the gloves you were wearing yesterday. You dropped it. I picked it up while I was talking to Sergeant Trot. You see what's inside of it? A London bus ticket.
Oh, that.
So it looks as though you didn't only go to the village yesterday, you went to London as well.
All right, I went to...
Whilst I was safely away, racing around the countryside.
Whilst you were racing around the countryside.
Come on, admit it, you went to London.
All right, I went to London. So did you.
What?
So did you. You brought back an evening paper.
Where did you get a hold of that?
It was in your overcoat pocket.
Well, anyone could have put it there.
Did they? No, you were in London.
Oh, all right, I was in London. I didn't go to meet a woman there, though.
Didn't you? Are you sure you didn't?
What do you mean?
Go away! Don't come near me!
What's the matter?
Don't touch me!
Did you go to London yesterday to meet Christpher Wren?
Don't you fool, of course I didn't.
Then why did you go?
I shan't tell you that. Perhaps now I've forgotten why I went.
Mollie, what's come over you? You're different all of a sudden. It's as though I don't know you anymore.
Perhaps you never did know me. What I had done, or thought, or felt, or suffered before you knew me.
Mollie, you are crazy.
All right, then I'm crazy. Why not? Perhaps it's fun to be crazy.
What on earth are you?
No, I do.
I'm not saying just a little one. What is so apt in these lovers' words?